during the climax scene where they hunt the forest spirit. She attracts the wild boars to a location where she hides bombs underground to kill them at once. As you can see the huge explosion here. This is Gonza and Eboshi who are looking down at the scene of bombing. See how we can't see their eyes? And this is their tactic to bond the wild boars by attracting them to a mined field. When they do that, they deploy their subordinates, like the cowherds near there. As they bomb the boars who charge toward the mine field, those people also receive the explosion, and the huge dead bodies of the boars fall on top of them, which pretty much kill all of them. Later, there's a very tragic scene where Ashitaka finds one of the survivors covering his face, crying, while the dead bodies in heaps surround him. Just like that, Eboshi does not hesitate to sacrifice her subordinates as a bait as one of her options. That's how she can stay cool and objective when something like that actually happens. So, we can say that there are two sides to who she is. She can definitely be a good leader who is extremely intelligent and kind, but at the same time she can be a cold leader who doesn't mind sacrificing her own people to fulfill her purposes. She's portrayed as a person who obtains these two sides. I think Eboshi has a model. I think it's this person, Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong was a leader with enormous charisma and thorough rationality, who relentlessly pursued cultural revolution that was filled with destructions and slaughters, but at the same time made endless efforts to improve the lives of the farmers. And the reason why he's the model of Eboshi is because Mao was someone who declared, in 15 years, China will overtake the United Kingdom, who was the world leader in steel industry at the time. To do that, Mao tried to make an iron town or steel mill in every Chinese village and teach the farmers steel making. By doing so, Mao attempted to improve the productivity of iron in China drastically. Well, although the end result was a huge failure. I think Miyazaki took such history of Mao into account and portrayed the community of Iron Town in Princess Mononoke as a kind of communist utopia. Miyazaki spent all his youth, from his late teenage to early 30s, longing for communism. Of course, the brutality and the problems of Mao Zedong and the organization and guidance department of the Communist Party of China have been fully revealed by now. However, Miyazaki, as a so-called old leftist, thinks that he's not a superficial man who would easily turn his back on something he has once believed and go, well, communism was a mistake, the Communist Party of China was wrong. He rather thinks that if communism was a mistake, it's more important that he inspects why did such mistake happen inside of me, and he would cling on to the issue until the inspection ends. So, my theory is that the image of Eboshi is inspired by Mao Zedong in his youth, but she was depicted as a woman of great beauty. So again, Eboshi is sold by a slave dealer, becomes a wife of a Wako pirate, but later kills the leader, steals an advanced technology from Ming and tries to make an independent country in Japan. In other words, she's a revolutionist as well as a terrorist. For her, both kings and gods are nothing but obstacles. Mao Zedong himself said religion is an opiate, and denied religion or even the existence of a god. Likewise to Eboshi, the forest spirit is nothing more than a giant creature, and even though the imperial family claims we come of a family of the gods, they are mere politicians. I believe Eboshi thinks we need neither for my ideal country. In my country, everyone is equal, and our lives will be put together rationally. Not only that, she's armed with a thoroughly logical mind. I'm not gonna deal with such superstitious nonsense. She's also literally armed, so she's a real terrorist.